It's pretty awful, really. But anyway, let's get into this game. ZVP on Derelict Watcher. Great map pick for a Zerg player from eSuba to take us away from our players.
In the bottom left hand corner, we do have the pink Zerg player. He is Keiras, and hopefully that is his name.
And in the upper right hand corner, we do have the Green Pros player taking that last map for his team, Heralds of Apocalypse. It is Freddy. A very normal name.
Yeah, just completely nothing that's not too hard to read.
Yeah, do you reckon in real life he's called Freddy? Because, I mean, I think the chances are he probably is.
Yeah, J Dong, real name J, Lee Dong, Freddy, real name Freddy.
That comparison.
Maybe along that lines.
It's, you know what? I think Freddy, he does take after J Dog. Now you've said that, I reckon. Apart from the fact he plays Protoss, I reckon he might suddenly come out and take second place. I guess.
That's an extreme hack.
Yeah, I was trying to think like what J Dong does, and all he does is take second places. So yeah, let's see what Freddy's gonna do. See if he's got some inner J Dong in him today. As yeah, I mean, a first win for his team in 6 weeks in the team league has got to feel good for him.
Yeah, that's what. Well, okay, that was something I didn't know. But yeah, so far the Zerg player is just checking to just be sure of what he's searching about for. He is going to go hatchery first, which is really scary to be quite honest. He has not yet started, but he does know usually there will be a probe coming into your base around the 2 minute 10 seconds past 2 mark, and that is when the probe should really enter your base, and that's when you know he's really going for a Nexus first / Forge fast expand. But if you don't get started, then you sort of know he's going to give away expand, but some Zergs like to play it safe. But obviously, Keiras wants to be a little bit more out there and try and go for a hatchery first. This could end up bad for him maybe if there's a little bit of aggression put on early. But the likelihood is he's going to be pretty safe with it.
Yeah, yeah, Heralds of Apocalypse got all killed for the last 6 weeks. So,
Okay.
It's good for them to finally be able to take a map here again. And Chaos.
Yeah.
Just has lagged, so let's take a moment here.
A lot of the things can be also players just trying to get the confidence, especially getting into a team league, getting casted and stuff like that. It is quite nerve wracking for any player. Anybody that says that they don't get at least a little bit nervous, I think is talking quite some shit unless you're Scarlet and playing in a goals to bronze to gold SCV Rush tournament. But definitely, you have to remember these players have to cope with nerves. They have to try and make sure that their build orders go as perfectly as they possibly can, and they're also trying to make their team proud. So if they do lose a game, it is quite heartbreaking for them. But altogether, you have to remember how nervous they possibly can be, and they may be playing at their top potential. I rambled on there for longer than I thought.
I agree. When I used to play in tournaments, like the CV Rush Weekly tournaments, I used to feel I used to get so like anxious for whatever reason. I got like so nervous and stressed out. I actually felt sick. Like
Wow.
This doesn't even make sense. Like,
No,
it's
I
so
never
stupid.
got that bad.
It's so stupid, but yeah. I mean, when you come out playing for your team, you know you feel that little extra pressure. Even if everyone says it's okay if you lose, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit extra pressure, and you've got to deal with yourself if you do lose. So we'll see what happens. Freddy moving away from this base now with his probe, and just being chased by a drone. His Nexus on the way down. Nothing too crazy going on so far.
Definitely, just completely standard at the moment. With the 2 probes in each gas, this sort of tells us that maybe he's going to be thrown down, maybe an early Ruben we might see, or an early Twilight Council, something around that. That is usual. The 2 gases at this point in time, Stargate has become pretty popular, so usually when you see 2 gases with 2 probes in it, it's usually a mothership, first of all a mothership core expand, and then maybe a Stargate, a Robo. But if you only see a 1 gas with 3 probes in it, then you know it's a simple mothership core expand. But right about at this point, I definitely think we're going to see a little bit of shenanigans going on here. Second Zealot is being chrono boosted and still no wall off going down at the natural. I think he's going to go up, but there is already 6 lanes out in the map, which if decently microed will be able to take out these 2 Zealots. but I don't know if that's going to happen right now. They're just going to run past us all.
They're gonna run past, and they will actually get a pilot here. They should, or they can go in the main base and scout, or kill the Stargate. That's even better because that delays the tech, and you know it kind of shows him what kind of tech his opponent wants to go for.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he could have got a pylon there. And the pylon may have been better, but he's going to go into the main base. And if he can get a probe, then you know this is definitely worthwhile for him. He gets some damage done on 2 of them. So that's 2 weaker probes at the natural, and the force field's not really the best, but he's actually moving around in them links to try and get away. So he probably could have picked off a probe or 2, but in the end he doesn't. And maybe not as much damage as he could have possibly done there. So a little bit of a miscontrol by our Protoss player.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He definitely could have done a lot more damage there, especially in that base, but the 2 Zals are in the middle lane, and lanes are only being created right now as we speak. There's a massive amount of drones about to do down, 2 Zals just completely eating away at this. The Queen is trying to do DPS in the background, but remember, in the meantime, he can't macro drones out of a pack. It's going to be very, very hard for him to. But he doesn't lose as much as I thought he was going to lose there. Speed is now done for him, so he'll be able to run with them super speed lanes in. We do have the wall off of 1 Stargate and the 2 gateways, and that sentry will complete that wall off. So he's going to be safe for a little bit longer now.
Yeah, he's completely fine. Yeah, he's got the mothership core as well. I mean, if you really needed to, you could drop the 4 on overcharge, but he should just be fine. He gets the force field at the last possible moment, and yeah, he's completely fine. Just buys himself enough time. Even adds on another gateway just in case. He's still going for that Stargate play, so no real change here. I mean, themselves, they did a little bit of damage before they got 4 workers all together. They nearly got the Queen. That would have been really nice. And these things haven't just completely turned around now. Nothing they can do. And Freddy cancels that gateway as well, gets his sentry back in position. And Phoenix is on the way, so just standard Phoenix opening here for Freddy, albeit a little bit delayed. But I like this. I mean, I think Phoenix is never a bad choice in PvZ. Like,
no.
They're never a bad thing unless you fly them in and throw them away for absolutely nothing.
Phoenix do one thing they didn't, or Phoenix do so many things, and they're just so cost efficient. First of all, they can help you deal with any attack that comes quite early, so if any roaches come up to try and bust you, you can deal with them so easy, especially with a photon overcharge with the military core. Another thing that really helps is the 9 starting. We do see this Phoenix killing this Overlord straight away here. So, he's the 9 starting, he's the 9 early attacking, he's also getting shouting information himself with him, and he's also giving himself the chance to do damage to his opponent's mineral lanes and his opponent's production, so his twins. So for what, 100 minerals and 150 gas, or is it 150 minerals, sorry, and 100 gas, they are super cost efficient for what they cost.
Yeah, they're so great. And I think the main thing is it forces the Berserk players to play well, because you know, Phoenix openings, they're very figured out, of course, by Zerg players. But there's always that opportunity for them to mess up. If their Queen strays a little bit too far from the Spore Crawler, you know, you can force mistakes kind of and put some pressure on. And you know, even if the Zerg plays perfectly, they cannot defend all their drones. But that being said, the Zerg players know you see Phoenixes, you drone up massively because no attacks come in for a little while at least. So we see Keiras doing just that, continuing to produce his drones, starting up his upgrades, his Lair on the way again, his gases, and you can just see he's making no units at all. And he probably won't until he hits about 70 drones or so. Hydrogen coming down. And just a good response to Phoenix opening, honestly. And now he just has to make sure his Queens are next to Spore Crawlers on hold position. His Overlords are all next to Spore Crawlers too. And then he'll be able to minimise the damage which he's taking. We actually have down Phoenixes at that third base. But not being able to do too much, just a few drones going down. And just the shields lost on the Phoenixes. So great play by both sides so far. No major mistakes made. And we have a very even game still on our hands here.
Yeah, that is definitely true. With that macro hatch coming down now on the third base of the Protoss, this is the point in time in this matchup where the classes start to get made. Now, what will usually happen is there's usually Ling Hydra attack which will go on, and we do see Hydras and Lings being produced right now, +1 carapace and +1 ranged attack being produced as well. So with that all coming down, if he hits a 1-1 time, and that Colossus will be out on time. So really what he needs to do is he needs to think either, I honestly think that he might go into Rotaja play in the Vapors, because he hasn't showed any signs so far of wanting to go into like a moodless transition, especially when it was Spire being put down, or at least usually he'll go with 1 evolution chamber, where he's tacking into a lot of upgrades for all of his units. So it shows that he's not going to really, he doesn't have the backup plan of going into Spire right now at the moment, or at least in his head at the moment.
Yeah, this yeah, I mean, what's happening? I mean, third base is actually established for Freddy as well. So I mean, we are just seeing a really nice macro game here. Infestation pit going down. Okay, so what do you make of this as a Zerg player? Infestation pit at this point. Most likely, just a rush to high Vipers. He's also making a Baneling nest.
Oh, this is very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it because it's not really like looking like he wants to go for Overlord drops.
No.
Observer pokes into the main base here, doesn't see the Infestation pit, but does see the Baneling nest. Now that has to be confusing for Freddy.
Yeah, definitely would be. Definitely seen that Baneling nest. Could that possibly been a misclick for?
What could he be trying to make? An Evo chamber? No, he's got 2 Evo chambers. I feel like it can't be.
No, I
Right?
don't
Because
think it would
because like the only thing it could be is an Evo chamber, but he's upgrading off of 2 Evo chambers already.
be. Yeah.
I don't know. I literally have no idea now. I mean, he's playing Ling Hydra. He could make Banelings, but without drops, they're just so inefficient. And he starts up Baneling speed and starts up his Overlord speed as well, but still no Overlord drops. So, I mean, this is just kind of like, how does this work out? Does this work out at all? In fact, he's setting up a really nice conclave here. His hive is over halfway done, so Vipers are imminent, and he just has to wait a little longer. Freddy looking good right now though, with 3 Colossi out and 2 Hallucinated, really making it look like a very scary army. Keiras will just back off, which I think is a good decision. Wait for his hive at least. Templar Archives coming down at a good time to get ready to shut down the Vipers. But we still have that Baneling speed on the way, and I can't help but feel he just wants to play a Baneling Hydra.
Yeah, definitely with that hive
how does it work?
coming down there at the moment. That I don't think it's not really going to work. Sorry, I don't think it's going to work the best against this composition. He does have a decent amount of force fields on hand here. With these 3 Colossus, the AoE damage will be absolutely insane, especially with these Phoenix. So if he gets decent force fields and force fields these Banelings back, these Banelings will do nothing at all. If he goes on creep and a decent surround does get done, if he does go in the back with the Zealots and Sentries aren't, then that will be extremely cost efficient and will take at least 2 of them classes down with the amount of army supply that he has right now. But he's going to need an extremely good surround and an extremely good conclave to be able to beat this army.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really tough, in fact. And I mean, when the Pros player's ahead, you know something's wrong. And 14 drones on the way for Keiras. At potentially the worst time. I mean, this attack's about to come in. He needs units right now, not drones, and this is really bad for him. And I mean, I guess with this, he only just sees this army is here right now. 5 Vipers on the way, but guess what? This is a great pre-Viper timing. And with no out and overseer as well, it's going to be hard to see which Colossi are hallucinated and which aren't. Banelings do come forward, but Great Force is blocking out most of them at the last moment, and Keiras can't really engage here, and Hydra's stuck in the time warps. It's just not working, and the Vipers aren't ready, they don't have any energy, and everything's going to die. Some Banelings do move forward and get some good hits on Stalkers, but the numbers just aren't there. There's 4 Colossi in the back, which are just unaccounted for right now. 1-2 pulls forward, but they don't even get killed. And Freddy going to take game number 2 and take Heralds of Apocalypse into the lead here against eSuba.
Definitely a very interesting game, and especially a very, very interesting conversation from Keiras. I did not expect that at all, but the GG has went down, and we'll play the Freddy.